I was asked a difficult question last night because I think it was Steve Bannon who said Trump's going to choose a woman. And with the polls that are coming out there, someone asked me, would you vote for Trump if he chose Nikki as VP? And
would you guys vote for Trump?
Well, that's the question that I asked you specifically.
Well, I would not only not vote for that ticket, I would advocate against it as strongly as I could.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's just poison. I mean, here's someone who's actively opposed to the interests of the country I grew up in, who endorsed the BLM riots, and who is not only is not left, but is neoliberal in the darkest, most, speaking of nihilistic way, and has no real popular support. Is a creature of the oligarchs. So yeah, that would be reason to oppose the ticket.
Even Trump, Haley is a no-go.
Nikki Haley.
He would get assassinated immediately if that were the case.
Yeah, and by the way, I just can't imagine a world where that could happen. That would be so crazy. I mean, anything could happen, of course, but picking Nikki Haley, who's utterly treacherous and utterly dismissive of like the interests of Americans. Yeah,
it's a no-go for me, but it's a yes for BlackRock and State Street. I really do love her. But
don't forget Vanguard.
But I want to turn the question to everyone here, and just really quickly, who would you guys like to see as Trump's VP? As of course,
he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Probably the vice president.
I know what they think. I have the straw poll results.
No.
But before the straw poll results, let's go around. Who do you want to see as VP?
I'm a big fan of Vivek Ramaswamy.
Charlie?
Yeah. I'm sitting next to, I think, should be vice president.
Me? I mean, I agree with you.
I'd vote for that.
I think Tucker makes a lot of sense for vice president. I've said it publicly. I'll say it privately.
But the case, I kind of like Vivek. I think he's one of those people who everyone beats up on Vivek for he's a phony and all this stuff. I don't know. I've covered a lot of campaigns going back to 1992, and I've noticed this thing in many candidates, and I notice it in him. The process of running for president and speaking 3 times a day and having people throw hostile questions in your face causes you to change. They all change during these campaigns, like for real, inside. And I feel like Vivek's positions have gotten much more sincere since the beginning of this. Like I watch him with Nikki Haley, and I'm like, this is a guy who's very offended by her views, like for real. He's not attacking her because she's a woman. He's attacking her because he actually thinks her views are terrible for the country he lives in. And I love that.
Mm-hmm. So is that a no? You're not going to...
Tim,
it's like the weather. I can't control that. I don't think I'd be that great at it.
Well,
who do you want to see as VP?
So I think, we talked a bit about this for a long time and often have entertained Vivek Ramaswamy. But then when Trump Carlson popped up, we all kind of lit up like that would be amazing. But I think it's because when we were talking about DeSantis so long ago, it was because we were looking for someone who was less the wild card. Trump is a very strong personality, and we were looking for someone that would be a stabilizing force. Vivek is very much like that. Ron, I think his campaign has kind of been very poorly run. I'm trying to be nice here. And then we look to Tucker Carlson. Tucker, you've got your finger on the pulse probably better than anybody else in the country.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do care about the country. I know the country pretty well, very well. Actually, it's like the one thing I know a lot about. And I think that kind of disqualifies me right there. But can I just ask a question, since you all are so on the internet and like I'm not that much? You really get the sense that Ron DeSantis, who I liked as governor, the people who represent him online are the nastiest, the stupidest, and the most zero-sum people I've ever seen in my life. And I don't think that reflects him, but it's like, this is kind of small ball. And by the way, these purported conservatives, Ron DeSantis changed his view, and I like him, okay? I think he's been a good governor. I just want to be clear about that. I know him personally, I like him. But his donor, Ken Griffin, told him to change his view on Ukraine from it's a regional conflict we shouldn't get involved in to it's a super important thing, we should send more money. One donor got him to change his view, and all these so-called conservatives are supporting that like it's the most important thing ever. Like, who are these people and what is their problem? Like, what is going on with them?
It does reflect on Ron.